this video has 15 views. I don't know what to expect out of this at all.
You know, maybe it's because
oh my fucking god.
I played Dragon Age the Veilguard before going on my trip. Or perhaps it's because while on my trip, I saw a video by Timothy Kane, the creator of Fallout 1, discussing the ways that games simplify the experience for players, whether that be having difficulty options, whether having aim assist on controller, all sorts of features that developers can choose to add to their games in order to enhance that experience for the player. This inspired in me a discussion for this video that goes beyond what was said in Timothy's video and goes a little bit more into what I'm seeing as a trend in a bunch of our games that we get today. Now, bear in mind, not every single video game does this, but I've seen a few perpetrators that rely on this very heavily. So I kind of wanted to talk about the oversimplification of games. Now, before we get started, I want to make one thing very clear. I am 1000% in favor of accessibility options when it comes to allowing for players to literally be able to play the game.
No, Dragon Age is a good example. Like, I knew this game was designed for retards because I figured out all the puzzles. Like, I knew, like, if I can figure out your game's made for idiots. And, like, I don't think I'm an idiot. I just think I'm not good at following directions. Like, somebody will tell me something, bro, I'm not listening to them. You think I give a fuck about this? Shut the fuck up. I'm not listening to you. Yeah, I just gonna play the guy. I figured out myself.
For example, colorblind mode. If you're colorblind, that is very, very helpful. Having subtitles.
Adding colorblind mode, that's woke.
If you're hard of hearing, that is also extremely helpful. Having things like a screen reader, if you are blind, obviously very helpful. Even things like allowing for different controllers or key mappings to be changed is very good in case you may have some motor skills that have some difficulty, or maybe you only have one limb to work with. I am 1000% in favor of those things being available for the game so that everybody can have an even playing field when accessing the game and being able to have fun.
I think that's what they should do more. Like, I feel like so much of like, oh yeah, we're making our game really accessible. Well, how are you doing that? Oh, we're making it easy. Oh, right, because disabled people are retarded and they can't beat bosses. Of course. How could I? Because if they're in a wheelchair or, oh, they can't use his arm? Yeah, he's so stupid. He doesn't know how to beat a boss. That's it. I'm sure, right? And so that's the thing. Every type of fucking... if I ever see difficulty as an accessibility feature, I think to myself, wow, what a shitty designer. Wow, what an idiot.
Not necessarily against difficulty sliders so long as the intended vision for the developer is still left intact as one of those options, and you're able to play in the intended difficulty or even higher if you choose to challenge yourself. I'm not against that. If you want to have lower difficulty options, I'm not against having higher difficulty options as well, so long as they are tailored in a way that is actually meaningful. A lot of times when you pick a higher difficulty in a game, all it means is that they're increasing the HP or defense of the enemy.
This is true. And by the way, you want to know what one of the very big perpetrators of that is? It's Dragon Age. Dragon Age, you want to know what hard mode is? More health. More health and more damage. It does more damage. It has more health. Same fucking mechanics. It just takes longer. It's boring. It is.
And they're basically doubling the damage. Yeah. And there's very little change done in terms of the nuance of the AI, or how they behave, what tactics they utilize. And so
that's one thing Space Marine 2 did pretty well, is they changed the AI for the characters. Even Halo had that. Like on Legendary, bro, those elites were not stupid. They're smarter than I was.
A little bit of a danger of itself,
like those gold
that
elites
can fall into.
Damn.
And so I don't want the kind of difficulty that just makes everything into a sponge. I don't want that. But if we can hopefully make it an interesting and challenging approach while also having other options for people who want to take it easy, I'm not necessarily against that. What I am against, and even though I realize that there are cognitive challenges as well, not just motor skills, not just visual skills, not just auditive skills that can be impacted, I am very much against the dumbing down of the experience to the point where your hand is being held the entire way, and it almost feels patronizing in a way. Now there are
no, they have that. It's a huge problem with games is that they don't want people to like. For me, I'm gonna be real. Like, I'm not a like I need handhelding because when I play video games, I'm usually thinking about something else. I'm not even thinking about the game. I'm thinking about, like, if I want to get steak or the brisket from Chipotle today. That's it. Yeah, I'm not even putting any thought into this fucking game. And so if I played the game and I hit a wall, I'm like, where'd the wall come from? Even if the game spent the last 10 minutes telling me that there's going to be a wall, I'm going to say, where is it? Do you usually do the tutorial if it's available? Yeah, but I just don't pay attention. They can add a story mode or a normal mode or hard mode. I think that'd be good. No, I hate difficulty modes. I hate them. Everybody should play the game the same way. If you want a difficulty mode, do what Final Fantasy 16 did. You want to know a real difficulty slider? Havel's armor. I don't want to see that shit. If you think the game's too easy or too hard, just go download a mod that makes it to where you one-shot everything.
Any examples for this, but Dragon Age the Veilguard is the most recent one that I have in my mind, so we're going to be discussing it through that lens.
Yeah.
That game makes sure that you're able to beat the game,
on this game
no matter what. And I think this is where we land on a point where I'm not that big of a fan. You see, for example, you might get a quest, and I'm making this as an example. This is not an actual quest in the game, but let's say it tells you, you must find the vendor that sells fish, and then you get a quest log that marks it in the top right-hand corner. Find the NPC that has the fish. And then you get a marker on your screen that follows you everywhere you go so that you don't lose.
And then the NPC is telling you, the fish vendor is up north from here. Keep going. Keep going here. Oh, wow. And then there's like a big, like, fucking neon sign, and it has a picture of a fish.
Your way so that you know which way you're supposed to go in order to find that NPC.
Exactly.
And then the people, you might get even a cinematic for that quest where they discuss the importance of being able to find a fish vendor.
Yes.
And then on the way, even your companions might be like, hey, don't forget about the NPC that's to the left, the fish vendor. We must go to him.
Yep.
And then when you're up against them, you might have a giant sign saying fish vendor. And then on top of that, there's like all of these little cues with color showing you where the NPC is.
Pre-watch,
and then they say, here's the NPC.
It's not pre-watch. It's pre-played. I played the game. I know exactly how patronizing it is.
Vendor. Yeah. Here's the fish guy. Like, they make it so obvious that even if, and pardon my words, even if you had temperature room IQ, you would be face palming at how easy and how repetitive and how dumbed down the experience is. Let's not even talk about the puzzles, because the puzzles aren't even puzzles in them.
It's not a puzzle. It's like there's like a wall, and then there's a bomb, and you put the bomb on the wall, and then you blow up the wall, and then you can go through where the hole is. That's the puzzle. And you know that you can do that because the NPCs say, look at that wall. You can put a bomb on the wall. Rook, go put a bomb next to the wall. You can break through it. Really? Yes.
Press
X.
Pick up a rock and you put it into the slot. They're basically right next to each other. There's no way that you can miss it.
Yeah.
And I feel like in that regard, it goes beyond accessibility, and it goes into a territory which, for me, I would consider insulting. if I had a cognitive disability, I would find it very insulting that they've dumbed it down so much to the
if they had they wouldn't find it insulting because they couldn't understand it because they're dumb.
Point where they're just like pointing in the direction of where you have to go. Like the only thing that's missing is this, if you had safety rails next to you on either side and you can't go anywhere.
You do. If you jump, if you fall off the edge, you don't even lose health, even if it's in combat. Like if you fall off the edge in this game, it doesn't matter. It's like bumper bowling. Yeah, exactly. Well, no, it's like bumper bowling, except for you can still get a gutter ball, but if you get a gutter ball, they just give you another ball.
But the place where the quest tells you to go. That would be like the last straw, the last measure that this game would have to have. And I see that over and over again, and I think it's insulting because I think what players really want is the opportunity to be able to play at an even playing field, regardless of what disability they might have, and without it being insulting to the condition that they have, without it being demeaning. Yes. To be treated like an actual person.
Yeah, you're treated like a child. It's like, okay, we know you're in a wheelchair, so you have to make sure that the square block goes in the square hole, okay? And so we're gonna put an icon over there. Yeah, we understand that you can't. Oh, you can't use your hands. Okay, well, let me explain to you what the color green is. Okay, you don't understand. It's just so fucking patronizing. It's amazing. Green is not a creative color. Yes, why would they even do this? The reason why they do it, you have to this is the reason why. It's because there is nothing more than people that people want now than to have performative virtue signaling. These people are they're not interested in looking for creative ways to solve problems for people that are disabled. They're looking for creative ways to get a pat on the back from other people in the industry for caring about people that are disabled. That's their goal. Their goal is not to improve the lives or experiences of these disabled people. It's to signal that they are trying to improve the lives or experiences of these disabled people. That's the reason why. Pretending to care. Yes, exactly.
You may not know this because I'm just dead and I'm just a skeleton, but I have trouble hearing things. I mean, I don't have any ear holes, right? And I have difficulty hearing, so things like subtitles are very important for me. And so I understand that. But see, having subtitles doesn't diminish from the experience that I'm having as a gamer. And that's ultimately what I'm trying to get at here with this video, is having the tools available so people can literally...
Do you know who really started this? Genshin Impact. Having that stupid little fairy Paimon. Oh, did you know? So, do you remember what we just told you? So, this castle... Okay, this is a special castle. Do you remember that? You remember that? Okay, yeah, okay, good. Okay, hey, retard, did you... Oh, wait a minute, you didn't catch this. Yeah, you need to use... Okay, so the fire here, you need to put water on it. So again, hey, stupid, water, that's the blue one, aqua. Yeah, don't forget about that. Start with the all paint? No, it's more.
Play the game and play at an even playing field, I think is fine.
Correctly? I never
talked to her. Going to the point where you're talking down to the player, where you're dumbing it down, where the experience is so watered down that everybody suffers because of it. I don't like that. And there are other examples. For example, Alan Wake 2. If you go to the accessibility options beyond what I just mentioned, it will have things like infinite health, so you can't die. Infinite ammo, so you never run out of ammo. You can one-shot kill enemies. And all these things, I wouldn't consider accessibility. Those are cheats.
It's going to sound so stupid because you can easily say just don't use them. But I hate these in video games. I do. I think it cheapens the experience. Maybe I'm being unreasonable, but I think that it's so weird. They're cheat codes, yeah. And it's like, I feel like having them in like the game system itself, it feels weird. I don't know. This is just like, maybe it's like a toxic gamer mentality, but I think this is so weird. I don't like it.
Those are just literal cheats. And I think, again, those options are insulting to players. They may have a difficulty because all they want, in my opinion, and I'm sorry if I'm speaking for you, but is an option to play the game at the same level or close to the same level as somebody who may not have that difficulty.
Accessibility options should be designed in a way to raise players who have accessibility problems up to the level that players that do not have them are at. They should not be designed around lowering the game quality and lowering the game challenges down to a point where they can achieve it. It's like a directional like philosophy. That's what I think.
And I think we're going so far and above and beyond in this term where
somebody says casual gamers exist. Yeah, so like if you're a casual gamer, you can't figure out, you don't know, like, so if there's fire there, like if you're a casual gamer, like you're just so stupid that you don't know anything. You don't, so how do you put out the fire? I don't know. What do you do with that? Yeah, what is that? You think casual you want to know the reason why a lot of people are casual gamers? It's because they have a demanding career that makes them spend less time on the computer playing the game. Usually, that's because they're smart, but they just don't have a lot of time to play the video game. That's all.
End up watering down the quality of our product so that everybody can quote unquote access it.
Yeah.
And we go into the realm of changing things that don't actually need changing or that don't need taking a look into. And it even impacts the dialogue. It impacts the quality of the writing. It impacts the story. And so that's where it becomes a problem and why I think it's something that we should discuss more and more. To wrap up this video though, I want to let you know a little bit about what you can expect for this channel. I want to start off by saying thank you so much to everybody that supported this.
All 15 people.
In 2 videos, we actually went from 22 subscribers to 154.
That's pretty
good.
Of
the recording of this video, and I couldn't be happier. Welcome everybody. Thank you so much. I was away on a very important trip. I took everything with me. I took the microphone, my suits, everything. Unfortunately, the laptop that I had available was not able to record properly, let alone edit. And so I was forced to wait until my return to basically do every idea, including this video.
Can we get one like for the next
in
video?
Rapid succession. I am going to be releasing them in cadence, regardless, but I'm basically recording everything.
Playing Baldur's Gate 3 in a suit with a red skull. That's actually that. I'm going to be honest. This actually does look pretty hard.
Go. And so you'll forgive me for that, for having to wait, but welcome everybody. I will like to remind you, we do also have a community tab on our YouTube channel. I welcome you to check that out every now and then, because when there's an important announcement or a delay or anything of that nature, I will make sure to let you guys know through the community tab rather than do a whole video, because usually the algorithm will suppress it and you won't get to see it. On top of that, and I wanted to let you know what you can expect from this channel. I will be making videos mostly about gaming. Sometimes there'll be discussions, sometimes there'll be a video essay, sometimes we'll be reviewing a game, sometimes I'll be giving you my early first impressions, like with Dragon Age the Veilguard. Sometimes we'll be tackling, discussions of accessibility, like this video. Sometimes we'll be having a little bit of fun. Every now and then, I might do something that kind of goes off the rails a little bit. So, for example, I might be working on a parody song that I will let you know about in the future, or I might talk about a movie that really impacted me, and those videos will deviate a little bit, but rest assured that
I feel like my advice on this, right, is that, like, he's going to talk about the channel probably a lot more, right? Yeah, he is. I pretty much just stop it here, but I actually think this video was really good. There's like 2 main types of criticism that I would have for this. Number one, I think that the music was really repetitive, and I think people would kind of get tired of it. And number 2, I think that it basically was like a 10-minute video that could have been 8 minutes. And it's actually one of the things that I struggle with the most is how to explain. It's actually one of the things that I respect like Moist Critical, like Charlie, for the most, is that Charlie is really good at distilling down a topic to like 10 minutes. And it's something that I've always been very bad at. And so when I see somebody else that can do that, I'm like, oh, wow, that's really impressive, because I'm always, you know, I always, oh, well, that reminds me of this other thing that's not related that I'm going to talk about. You know, he repeats himself too. Yeah, script too. And so brevity is a key online. It is. And I've tried to do my best on that myself. But I actually think that for like a small content creator like this guy did a really good job. This is impressive. I'm going to link you guys the video. I gave him a sub. And so, yeah, good feedback. No, I mean, that's really the way I see it. I was going to make an hour-long video reacting to 10-minute videos. I do. I do that a lot. But I would say branching out too much in future updates. Oh, yeah, that's also another really good point, is that if you want to make a YouTube channel, I think that you should try to, like my YouTube channel, if I pull up my YouTube channel, and this is going to be a bit of an ego, Andy, for the amount of views that I get on my videos, I probably should have 3 to 5 times the amount of subscribers that I do have. I have a very low amount of subscribers on my YouTube channel, and the reason why I have a low amount of subscribers is because I cover so many different topics. Like, okay, this is me playing Stalker. This is me talking about DEI in video games. This is me talking about Joe Rogan and Donald Trump. This is about Donald Trump. This is about social politics. This is about, you know, why people live in their houses. This is about the Game Awards. So I have so many different topics that it's hard to build, like, and I've done this just by sheer force of will, is I built like my own audience, but that's because I just spam videos nonstop. Like, we're releasing like 5 videos a day. I like all the topics you cover. Yeah, but what I'm saying is that a lot of the topics that we cover are not like everybody. Very rarely do people watch all of my videos, but very rarely have people not watched any of my videos. And so it's good to have a focus on like your channel, especially when you're small, so you can build up an audience of people that will continuously watch you for that content. So they will subscribe and they'll be like, oh yeah, this is what I'm here for, right? This is what I'm here for. And it's better to like branch out once you're a larger creator. I'll link you guys the video again. Low-key, like Blizzard now releasing all versions of WoW to make sure people sub. I do feel like there are so many topics that I cover now, I can never run out of content.